Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whenever you choose to watch this. I'm Abra Zink, your 2021 Student Commencement Speaker. I've spent the last 4 years at Lake Washington, earning my associate's and now bachelor's degrees in early childhood education. So, let me share my story. When I came to Lake Washington Institute of Technology 4 years ago, I was nothing short of terrified. I was a single mother and sole custodial parent to a then 4-year-old boy, Abbott. Unfortunately, due to federal budget cuts, I had lost my job with DSHS, providing childcare for low-income families. For the first time in my life, I found myself without a job or the education I needed to find one. I knew it was necessary to go back to school, to earn a reliable wage, and to provide my son with a healthy future. So why hadn't I come back sooner? Well, it wasn't just that easy. As a low-income single parent, I didn't have the financial means to go back to school. I had visited 2 colleges prior to Lake Washington that didn't give me any hope I could pay for college. I didn't have childcare for my son or a way to afford that either. And while my family has always been incredibly supportive, they worked and couldn't watch my son to cover all the classes I needed to take. Overall, I felt pretty hopeless about the idea of college. I mean, maybe it wasn't for me after all. But that's what makes Lake Washington different. When I came to meet with worker retraining, they asked me what the barriers were to coming to classes. I laid it all out there. Jane Heidi didn't skip a beat. She made me feel so welcomed, so wanted at this school. She helped me set up financial aid. She helped me navigate getting childcare. Jane even provided me with resources that had nothing to do with college. Jane made Lake Washington feel like part of my family, and I will never be able to thank the dedicated professionals at worker retraining enough. Now, that wasn't it. That was just some of the barriers I needed to overcome. I also struggle with dyslexia and dysgraphia, meaning I struggle with reading and writing, 2 huge components of being a college student. I had found ways of managing these learning disabilities in my life, but I had no idea what that looked like at a college level. I knew this would be hard, but I was willing to put in the work. In order to earn my associate's and now bachelor's degrees, I have gone without sleep more nights than I can count. I have laughed until I've cried and cried until I've laughed, but I feel truly fortunate to be here, so close to my bachelor's degree. During my time here, I've been able to maintain a high GPA. I've joined the Honor Society. Yeah, me, that kid with learning disabilities. And I've been recognized for many of my achievements. This is again what makes Lake Washington different. You have professors here that really care about you. Professors like Brandy Rennis and Shanti Connors, who will not let you give up. They will call you at home during their off hours just to make sure you're okay. They will call you out when you try to phone in an assignment, but no one will cheer louder when you succeed. Now, of course, there have been other fears, like my fear of being the oldest person in the classroom. And there have been so many more obstacles to overcome. I mean, we've made it to the other side of a pandemic. Who'd have thought? We are graduating during a pandemic. Our society is fighting for equality. We have witnessed what we can only hope is social justice reform, and all the while, we've tried to maintain our own mental health. During our time here, I know personally that my bachelor's in early childhood education cohort has suffered devastating losses. We have celebrated so many successes. We have hung on to each other during the darkest of times, refusing to let each other give in. We are graduating with every single person that joined this program. And together, we have created a community that I am so proud to be a part of. Let me stop here for a second and also thank my mother. You see, I'm a single mother who was raised by a single mother who was raised by a single mother. My mom has not only been an emotional and financial support throughout my college career, she's also an example of what it means to go back to school later in life. My mom went back to college when I was in high school, starting here at Lake Washington and continuing on to become a very successful nurse. She's an inspiration to me and a huge part of my success. So, 4 years ago, when I walked through the doors and entered Lake Washington, I was ashamed. I felt like a failure as a mother for all those things I couldn't provide my son. Today I stand before you proud of what I've accomplished, proud of all the lives I've been able to touch, and proud of who I've become along the way. But most of all, I'm proud of the example I've set for my son. Abbott, please know that I may have given you life, but you gave mine purpose. I will leave you with this to the class of 2021. Be bold, take risks, and never let your failures define you. As Barack Obama said, the real test is not whether you will avoid this failure, because you won't. It's whether you will let it shame or harden you into inaction, or whether you will learn from it, whether you will choose to persevere. Friends, always choose to persevere. Thank you.